But they are going to switch over to Rakan. A little bit more mobile on the pick.
I like the Rakan here. Can also be good into the Gwen front line.
What it's like to feel that. Really highlighting their lack of experience. But here comes the Jarvan. And now we got Diable in a lot of trouble. And the flash forward from Canyon picks up the first blood just like that.
They were prepared for this possibility. They had the ward. And Kellen misses the knockup.
Picked here
Look at
from Canyon.
The ward that they have. They push forward. They know they have that vision. Canyon waits, like you said, the timing is perfect. He sees his angle. He's like, okay, they're too far up. And then this here from Kellen, if he hits this knockup, then obviously there's a lot more play here. But it's flashed by Canyon. He gets the kill. The bottom side of the map, a lot of prio actually going over to BNK, and Vicla does have mid control. So they're going to look to scrap for it, though, Gen.G. We'll see if the Weaver's Wall can be placed here to deny.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can come in here as Kellen going to try to engage. Canyon trying to get into the pit, and he will. It will come down to just a flip, and it goes to Canyon on top of the kill on a Raptor, and Diable nowhere to go. He is going to flash the wall and immediately die, and Gen.G is already rolling BNK in this first game. So we do see Kellen flash away just to eventually die to Ruler, who picks up the kill, and it's already almost 2,000 gold and the Dragon to Gen.G.
Not a single player outside of Clear for BNK has flash after that fight as well. Everyone expending their flashes. Chovy has to follow flash over the wall to get the kill onto Diable. But I think when you're playing a lethal tempo Varus in this game, which you did go for, we didn't mention that earlier, I think is actually the right call. Much better than the lethality for how this draft is going to play out. That's a huge flash to lose. As Raptor goes in here, Canyon is just so mobile. He's able to buffer the stun, and everyone tries to collapse onto him. Not only are they unable to burst him down, but he secures the smite. And Diable gets the kill on him, but it's just consolation here, as Chovy still has ultimate who they can follow. Vicla, who forces his ult out, and Kellen is just isolated here. Ruler picks up the kill. This is a disaster.
Doing a number before you're quite ready. If you're already ahead like this, and Canyon has made his presence felt already.
I think the frustrating thing for BNK, and partially why they decided to commit there, speaking of commitment.
Oh, we got a Pantheon coming on in, as that is going to be Tempered Fate used, but Duro, there was nowhere for him to go, and he doesn't even flash, accepts his death.
And now the tables have turned completely. Clear's teleport is coming back.
Bit of a stun here on a Duro, trying to, okay, that was kind of strange, but Vicla does dodge it, and now Duro in a really weird spot, just gonna go down, and Vicla essentially outplays him, and the Rift Herald has to be stopped.
Yeah, it was a really cool attempt there from Duro. I really like the idea.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and you see that this game has, I was gonna say slowed down, but now Vicla in a lot of trouble, just getting run at, sprinted at by Chovy. Raptor doing a number here to Duro, and now the rest of the team has shown up, so a couple of kills going each way. Looks like Chovy and Diable picking up one apiece. And now we got Diable in a bit of trouble. He is gonna have to flash out of this one, gets over the wall, and now the Pantheon's coming in. Canyon, get low, gets taken out. Diable though steps up and immediately dies. Double kill comes in for Ruler, who is just shredding them apart. Clear alone now as the damage too much from the Gen.G composition. Clear, and he's probably gonna get away from this one, but it's still a good fight for Gen.G.
Seems so much like this game has felt like BNK are trying to say, our hands diff will beat the stat check, but Gen.G are giving him a bit of a reality check, and this one is Clear, is trying to defend this turret. It is ramping hard, and it will be successful, but that last fight, you know, again, Vicla, this time he doesn't have flash when he's caught, but they have the Pantheon nearby, and they have mid-prio. So initially it's kind of like, Gen.G, have you made a mistake here? The shield on the Vicla buys so much time. Duro takes an insane amount of damage, and this doesn't save him because of the timing here on this shot from Diable. And from this point on, you think, okay, they should have enough control. They kind of get split, though. The Pantheon goes to deal with the bottom side wave. Ults back in is very late. They do get the kill on the Canyon, but they just do not have anywhere near the damage output that Ruler and Chovy have here. And we're in mid-game. This isn't even the late-game Supervise. This is pre-actualizer.
Yeah, and take a look at the score lines here for Gen.G. We're not going to have time for that, though, as the Dragon getting low. Raptor in a lot of trouble. Going to have to put up the shield and evacuate the pit, as that Infernal Drake does go over to Gen.G. Not much hope here for BNK. They're like, oh, maybe we can take a fight with Meganar. Nope, Gen.G are already out.
This is, it really felt like for a while, maybe BNK could prove that.
Can match Clear a little bit better on this Gwen. You're really going to be struggling. I mean, There's nothing really that Vicla can do into the Rise except clear the waves himself.
I mean, just look at the mini-map outside of where Clear is.
Trying to make a play here onto the Gwen. You see the stun, the wallop does come down. Raptor is here. It's a bunch of damage into Keen already, but the needles are coming out. He has to flash away.
Baron. It's Baron.
Yeah.
Gen.G.
They're trying to dive Keen here, but this is a distraction from the real win. As look at this Baron. And it's already down to 7,000. They have insane amounts of damage with the Sivir and the Rise.
Just cannot do anything here. Diable's already opted out. He's just pushing mid. The Baron goes over. But I think that alone is not going to be enough here.
Yeah, it's absolutely not going to be. I mean, we have 3 items already on the Sivir with the Flicker Blades. That's a knockback on a Canyon who has been so tanky and so survivable. They finally take him out in this scenario. As now the McHale's comes in on a Raptor. Tons of damage comes out from Chovy. And the disengage cone does get them to safety.
And the Gnar is pushing with teleport.
Walls coming down. I mean, trying to catch Ruler here, but it's a Sivir. I mean, this is not going to work. As they're desperately trying to get the picks going, and now we got a TP coming in. But they are moving forward. The knockback this time on a Ruler is big, and Raptor's tanking in the front line. But it's really just a kiting battle, and Clear is pretty gigantic on this Gnar. He wants to push forward, and he is on the hunt. Look at this guy, little mini Gnar, just sprinting at them, but he's kind of alone, taking a bunch of damage from Ruler now. As Chovy on the chase, flashes forward, gets the kill on a Vicla, and now Clear in the backline can't do enough by himself.
Raptor's ult's
gets
coming
the
up.
Gnar.
Raptor's ult's coming up,
and that's about it. It's Diable and Kellen on the backside here, just being hounded down by Chovy, who is getting free money. The double kill comes in, and Gen.G get a massive fight.
Gen.G do not fall apart. They respond well. When you look at this fight, this setup here on the Canyon, he's caught instantly, and there isn't a big response initially from Gen.G, but finally Chovy comes through. Look at where Clear is on the minimap. He could have opted to then just say, all right, look, we trade here, we're going to push that turret, I'm going to get a bunch of money, I'm already ahead. Instead, they think that Gen.G are split enough. With the Rise on the right side there and the Weaver's Wall, they can burst Ruler down, but he's Sivir. He's basically full health after the Gambit. Look at the health of Vicla and Raptor. Keen is so big, even with the deficit over the Gnar, that he can do so much alone to buy space for Ruler. Ruler's low health now. We can just clear this wave and not care. In live, we are going to have a bit of a scuffle here once again. But Chovy's play in this fight here is Clear chases the right side as really the backbreaker. Flashes in, gets the root onto Vicla, has the arm guard. He's had it for a while this game, but hasn't had any reason to use it, and it gets insane value here. The Gnar is eventually kited down, and that's the end of this story.
For me, it's the Q flash extension from Chovy. That's insane. They're trying to get the charm on Akeem, but look at Diable. He's just dead. He's already dead. They had to try to fight for the Infernal, and this is what it looks like when you try. At this point in the game against Gen.G, they will massacre you. Double kill goes the way of Keen. And I think it's all done but the crying here in game number 1, Wolf. Gen.G just too far ahead. Chovy nearly legendary, not a single death on this guy. And 5-0 and 6 for Ruler as they push to try to end game 1.
Maybe the Gwen that they gave no draft resources to got countered by the Gnar, but it just doesn't matter when you have triple threats, 2 of the 3 deathless until this very moment. They are going to do way too much damage. We were worried about the wave clear, we were worried about the scaling damage, but this game didn't even crack 30 minutes, and Gen.G